Okay, this is part 2, or the second half, of answering the questions from Dave Jacob. And I still want to talk to him, by the way. Death penalty is not a Christian rule. I mean, to execute justice with the sword, I believe that you can believe in the death penalty and be Christian. Technically, I believe in the death penalty, but I've always been against the death penalty in the United States for as long as I can remember, just because what if you get the wrong man? Just a myriad of factors, right? I'd rather see 1,000 men go innocent than one innocent man be murdered by the state. And I think the state does it in an extremely inhumane way. But also, I don't think it should be done in an inhumane way as it's being done to people like Gary Ridgway, Richard Ramirez. They deserve pain and fear when they're being executed. But there are innocent. I mean, West Memphis 3 is a movie, or is a movie that I show people, or West of Memphis, I believe it's called. I show people who are proponents of the death penalty. I had a friend who was, when we were growing up, we were like oil and water, and he was always a lot more conservative than me. I was always a lot more liberal, but I was always more conservative than him. He was always a lot more liberal, but I was always against the death penalty. And finally, after working on a death penalty case in law school, or just after law school, he said, "That's it. I'm against death penalty," and I was so happy about that because I've always been against death penalty. But I do believe that Christians can be for the death penalty. And despite that, what about abortions? I'm 100% against abortion. I'm for contraceptives. I'm for even the day after pill. But I am against abortions. Many, if not most, atheists have no problem, at least per se, with abortion. Yeah, that's a huge problem. That is a gigantic problem. 300,000 abortions by Planned Parenthood, and many of them were of black people. Yeah, it's you can call it a genocide. Many, if not most, okay, I read that. What do you regard as a Christian position on whether or not abortions are morally justified? They aren't. Um, the life of the mother, in situations where the mother has cancer and needs chemotherapy, and it'll kill the child. It's not considered an abortion. It's the mother needs to be treated. Life of the mother, usually life of the mother situations, the baby will come out brain damaged or might not live at all. Those are not really considered abortions, right? And those are such a cringing minority. That I would urge you to look up Gosnell and to really research Gosnell. They made a movie about it. I don't know if it's going to be as graphic, but also we talk about abortion in such a clinical matter. This is it is not. I used to be pro-choice, very pro-abortion, actually, not even pro-choice, but pro-abortion. And the amount of hatred I got from women, women despise abortions, I feel, at least the ones that I know. But no, abortion is probably one of the most evil things that you can do. Um, and I view the women who have these abortions are victims. The doctors who perform abortions, there was one, I remember somebody telling me he got his legs blown off. And I thought, okay. I'm like, did he die? So they said no. And I said, oh, okay. He won't be murdering any children anymore. I mean, what's worse than murdering a baby? You can't think of anything, right? Neither can I. So abortion is murder, like of the worst kind. Um, Especially partial birth abortions and late term abortions. If you're a Christian, you're for abortion. I can't understand. Then again, I only really recognize the Eastern Orthodox Church, and they will never be for abortions, even though that, unlike the Roman Catholic Church, we are for contraceptives and the day after pill. And I've had to use the day after pill a bunch, or at least drag my woman down to the pharmacy because I knew I wasn't going to marry her. Passing your genes on is a goal. Yes, one that I want to reach. What is selected for by nature? Nature also has to blame for storms. What does it mean? Storms are the goal? Well, no. Storms aren't a biological entity. It's not an animal. Certainly not a sexually reproducing animal. But we are. Our biological goal on this earth is to breed more, and the BS to say that we don't have enough space is just that it's BS. We have plenty of room. The same people that say that we don't have enough room are the same people who are saying let's let all the immigrants in. It's ludicrous. You had just agreed that evolution does not tell us anything about what should be. Yeah, I agree with that. The goal of someone is what this someone thinks he should achieve. A goal of someone is what this someone thinks he should achieve. Oh, okay, that's a very abstract way of putting it. Or how do you define goal? Yeah, something that should be done or must be done. Yeah, right. Pretty simple, standard definition. Or is it what we want to achieve? Well, I guess want is in there too. Or something can solely be want. I want to make this goal. Or I want to, I have a goal of I want to shoot 5 free throws in a row without missing and nothing but net, not even hitting the hoop. That could be a goal, but I mean, again, different priorities. Just because nature selects for X does not make me want X. That's absolutely not the case. I mean, of course, nature also, by selecting 10 to make someone more likely than beings want to pass on their genes. Also, age has to do with it, as well as looking around and seeing a bunch of young families and being like, oh, I want that. And also meeting the right person, and falling in love and being like, wow, I want to start a family with this person. I think those are more factors than anything. So but I'm talking about rational reasons for having this goal, because for not many might, because for why many might not have it. They've been sold a lie, and also their culture is dying. I mean, the cultures that are vibrant and not dying are Mexican and Islamic culture, because they have children, teach children their way of life. Um, Sex, that is not the case. I mean, of course, nature by selecting. Oh, okay. I'm talking about rational reasons for having this goal, not causes for why marry, why have it. Natural selecting for those genes that makes someone pass on their genes does not make it rational for me to want to pass on my genes. It's coming from an atheist. Okay, well, do you believe you have a soul, independent thought, and do you believe that every single thing in the universe is determined? Um, those are three huge questions. So I'll leave that for another thing. Biologically, you are considered dead if you don't have a child. Correct. That actually is correct. Just as League of Nerds, the epidemiologist Jim, as well as Mouse Power. Now speaking scientifically when addressing certain things. I'm not saying that this person who just doesn't have children is dead. I wasn't saying that at all. Simply wrong. One, at best, this is a metaphor. Metaphorical thinking is probably what made you think that evolution makes passing on of our genes the goal. No, evolution doesn't make us pass on our genes. Evolution has to do with mutation and adaptation. The drive to spread our genes is deep within us. Procreate. I mean, it's one of the most base urges, but it's not a metaphor. It's if you have an 80-year-old woman who is barren, or any woman who is barren, they are genetically dead. That's just it. Not having children does not make you dead. Again, I'm not speaking metaphorically. I'm speaking about scientifically about the way that you would refer to something. An animal that is they declare animals extinct if there's only one sex left of the animal. There's only one female or one male. That animal is extinct. It's already considered dead, right? That lineage is dead. Looks like I'm gonna have to go into to three. But again, this could be solved easily with phone call via Skype.